This is part 3 of my world card making card buffet samples. That was a big mouthful. So I do apologize for the late notice on going live today because I actually thought about going live, and then I totally forgot about going live, and then I realized like 5 or 10 minutes before it was time for me to go live that I was going live this afternoon. So I'm just waiting to see if I get people jumping on. So I do apologize. My name is DonnaG, and I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator from the Scenic Rim in Queensland. So I sell all things to do with paper craft. I absolutely love sharing my love of crafting with others, and I love inviting people into my crafty community. So I will chat a little bit more about that as we go along. So as some of you might know, I actually did a World Card Making Day event where I had 18 ladies that came and crafted and made 8 Christmas cards ready for their Christmas crafting for the year. So it's a super fun way of getting to get out, socialize, mix with other people, and to create some gorgeous Christmas cards and get a head start on your Christmas crafting. So who that's watching at the moment, who has already started their Christmas crafting? So I can see I've got a few of you popping on now. So hello, Melly, Karen, Helen, Jean, hello, welcome. Hi, Eileen, hello, welcome. So please let me know, have you started your Christmas crafting yet? Or do you wait until November? Helen started Christmas crafting already. I mean, I started Christmas crafting way back in July. So Karen has started her Christmas crafting. Type in the comments and let me know, how many cards do you normally create around Christmas time to actually send to loved ones and family and friends? So let me know, type into the comments around about how many cards do you normally send or give out to people for your Christmas celebrations. So one of I've got things dropping around here everywhere. So we're going to make 2 of the 8 designs that I actually did for my Christmas crafting. As you can see, we've got Theo over here. He's decided to come and so Helen does 40 cards. Good afternoon, Leslie. Have your ears been burning, Leslie? Because I've been talking to the travel lady. And that's actually, to tell you the truth, the reason why I forgot about going live was I was too busy Googling places where I need to go. I was Googling Nashville. I've been Googling Nashville and things to do in Nashville because I so want to go to Nashville when I go on my incentive trip next year to Mexico. Jody says 15. Leslie says around 30. So, hey, Linda, thanks for joining. Good afternoon, Jody. Welcome. Okay, so let's get to the crafting and let's see what we're actually going to create today. So once again, my name is DonnaG. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator from the Scenic Rim in Queensland, and I actually do online classes. I do in-person classes. Eileen started back in December of last year. Wow. What do we got? So Marilyn does about 20. She was helpful, Leslie. Thank you. Hey, Suzanne. Hello. So Suzanne's one of my new team members. Welcome. So let's get to crafting and let's see the 2 gorgeous cards that we're going to create. So Theo, our partner in crime, is actually helping us craft this afternoon. So he's actually hanging around because he's quite happy. So Linda does about 20 cards. Jean does about 20 cards. So these are the 2 gorgeous cards that we're going to create this afternoon. So when they came, as I said, I did a lot of the hard work for them. So I did the embossed layers, I cut the layers, I cut the die cuts for them. They just had to stamp and assemble. So I thought, what a great way of doing a 4-part series for you and stamping and assembling 2 of the cards each afternoon. So this is part 3. So if you haven't seen part 2 and part 1, make sure you go back and check out part 1 and part 2 of my World Card Making Day crafting. So we're going to make this gorgeous card here. So let's grab the kit. I love making Christmas cards too, Helen. I agree. I think it's probably one of the most exciting times to be crafting. I love Christmas crafting. I never ever struggle with with ideas when it comes to Christmas crafting, because Christmas is it's actually probably really the time that I actually enjoy crafting the absolute most, exactly like what Helen just said, that she loves making Christmas cards. It is the most exciting time of the year. And I never, as I said, I never struggle with design ideas, because Christmas crafting is just so awesome to do that the ideas just keep flowing and flowing and flowing. All right, so I've got a cherry cobbler card base, and that one was cut at 5 3/4 by 8 inches, folded in half. You're making Christmas cards for a market on the 21st of October. What market is that, Suzanne? Whereabouts is the market on it? Because I've been looking at doing markets myself. So then I've got an old olive layer, and you can see here I've conserved some cardstock. So I've cut this, and this is out of the Christmas Classics, and the stamp that we're using is out of the Joy of Noel stamp set as well. So I've conserved on a bit of cardstock. So I'm just going to grab my liquid glue. Now this is embossed, this white layer. I've embossed it with that spotty embossing folder, and that's one of the 3 basic 3D embossing folders. They're called the Basics embossing folders that we have, and they are absolutely fantastic for giving great texture and background to your cards. So you add an embossed layer and it takes your card to a whole new level. It's just one extra added step. You were going to put a layer there anyway. Why not run it through the cut and emboss and actually emboss that layer just to add a little bit of texture? So we have that on an old olive card base, so basic white embossed on an old olive card base. And then we've got 2 strips of the, someone tell me what this designer series paper is, Joyful Christmas, something like that. Okay, out past Caboolture. Okay. Well, I wish, and is it a Christmas crafting market or just a normal general market? Okay, so I'm going to adhere those 2 strips to that embossed layer. So I'm just going to add a little bit of liquid glue, and I'm just going to add a little bit of a border, a little tiny, so it's the same length as my white layer. So it's going to go flush to the top and flush to the bottom of the white layer, but I'm just using like about a 1/16 of an inch border on that side piece. And I'm going to add this one on the other side. Health and Harmony Market. Okay. Well, make sure, now this is the team leader in me speaking, make sure you take your catalogues and show your catalogues there as well. Because you never know who might be purchasing off you that might be interested in purchasing some Stampin' Up! Products as well. All right, so we have that. Then we have our gorgeous die cut piece, and that's going to get popped up on the front, but we're actually going to grab a strip of white, basic white cardstock, and with Cherry Cobbler, we're going to ink up that Making Spirits Bright. Now, do I have a pierce mat here? Have they all disappeared? They get pushed right to the back of, so just pardon me while I try and grab one of these pierce mats. They get pushed right to the back of my desk, and then I can't grab them. Let me see if I can get it under here. There. I don't know. I think it's when I close my drawers. So I've just got down on my hands and knees and found it, went to the back of my desk that's underneath my bench and got my pierce mat. But anyway, we need a pierce mat because when we're stamping and doing sentiments and things, we want it to stamp properly. So I like to do a pierce mat because we're using a photopolymer stamp set. So the pierce mat just gives a little bit of give in the surface that we're stamping on to make sure that we get a good, clean, crisp stamped image. So let's ink up that sentiment, and we're going to stamp it in the middle of that basic white strip. So Making Spirits Bright. And then, of course, with our scissors, we are going to just cut that at a diagonal just to add a little bit of interest to that strip. So please feel free to share onto your social media sites, because probably some people didn't get the notification because I only created the notification 5 minutes before I jumped on live. So please feel free to share the video back onto your social media sites so our regulars can come in and join us and have a great crafty experience with us this afternoon. So now I'm just going to grab some dimensionals, and I'm going to pop some dimensionals on the back of that sentiment strip. Hi, Glenda. Welcome. Well done. Suzanne, well done. Glad you got your catalogues all sorted. All right. And we are going to adhere that onto that gorgeous die cut piece. Then we're going to add some dimensionals on behind there as well. And we're going to pop that up on the front of the card. Now, I had some gems here that came out of my packet. I'm just hoping I haven't lost those on my desk here. There they are, the 3 little gems. All right, so we're just going to adhere that one just in the center there, like so. Okay, now because I've actually popped up the sentiment plus that die cut sentiment piece as well, I'm going to adhere directly straight onto the card base, because you don't want to get too much thickness with your dimensionals. Okay, so because I've popped up twice there on the front, I didn't want to pop up a third time, because then your card starts to get quite thick. So we're just going to grab our card base and we're going to adhere that onto that card base like that. Okay, so we have that all sorted. Now for the insert, what we're going to do is we're going to take this white insert, and there's a gorgeous foliage piece in this, and we're going to use our Old Olive ink, and we're going to ink up. So there's 2 foliage pieces. There's a larger one and a smaller one. So I'm going to ink this one up, and we're just going to do the smaller one here, just there like that on that insert. Sorry, I'm out of the camera there. Just there like that on the insert. Now, something that I taught the ladies today in Coffee and Card class, because they created this card in Coffee and Card class, so I want to show you this little trick as well. It's a great trick for colouring using your Wink of Stella. So I'm just grabbing 2 clear blocks. One block, I'm just going to put my lid on my glue. And then, of course, my Wink of Stella just fell on the ground. Okay. Hopefully that one's got some in it. All right, so I'm just going to add a little bit of Old Olive onto my block. Okay, so I've got some Old Olive on my block. And I'm just going to use my Wink of Stella. And I'm just going to pick up some of that Old Olive on the block. And I'm actually going to colour the leaves on the stamped image. Now, you can do this with Wink of Stella with any of our coloured inks. And don't panic, because you don't do anything to your Wink of Stella. Like, it doesn't wreck your Wink of Stella, because I'm going to show you a really good trick when we go to change colours, what we can do. So I'm just picking up a little bit of that ink, and when you first pick it up, it's quite dark. So my suggestion would be to add a little bit of where you're going to have some dark dimension and things in your stamp, and then go back with that lighter look. Okay? And fill back in with that lighter look. So when you first pick up your ink, it's quite dark, but then when you keep colouring, the Wink of Stella gives you a lighter look. So it's a fantastic way that if you don't have a lot of the blends and you want to colour some stamped images, and as I said, you don't have a big supply of blends, just purchase a Wink of Stella and you can use it with any colour whatsoever. So I just wanted to show you. Can you see there? We've got some gorgeous colouring, plus we've got shimmer and shine. So now when we go to change from one colour to the next, because yes, there will be a little bit of colour on the brush tip, you just brush until it goes clear. And can you see? I brushed, had a bit of old olive up here, but then it's gone clear again down here. So now what I'm going to do is, with the other block, I'm going to pick up some of that cherry cobbler ink, and we're going to pick that up, and we're going to do our cute little berries. So, fantastic way of introducing yourself to colouring, and even introducing yourself to watercolouring, because this is very similar to watercolouring as well. So it gets you to have the feel of watercolouring. So it is a really, really great way to introduce yourself to colouring. Okay, so there we have that gorgeous, beautiful coloured image using our Wink of Stella. So once again, with that red, the cherry cobbler, I'm just going to go like that, and gradually what happens is it goes back to clear again. Okay, and then you're right to go to use it as clear, whatever. You made some of my packs as well. I'm glad, Suzanne. I'm glad I gave you lots of ideas to go to the market. That's awesome. All right, so I'm now going to adhere that to the inside of my card. Pop that over there. We'll pop that insert inside. Like that. Okay. Now, where did my little red gems go? I had my little red gems. Oh, there they are. I was going to say, did I lose them? But I didn't. I found them. All right. So we're just going to then pop those. These are the festive pearls. So we're just going to pop some of those around. One there. So the festive pearls have silver, gold, and a colour like, well, I think it's actually pool party. Okay, so there you have a quick, easy card. And then, of course, to make it even better, I would just spritz with my Wink of Stella. So a bit of spritzing of Wink all over to totally add some shimmer and shine. Can you see that shimmer and shine? Look at that. You've never thought, Eileen, of using Wink of Stella like that? I am telling you, it will rock your world. It physically will rock your world. It will totally change your whole outlook on crafting using your Wink of Stella like that. Okay, so that's the... Oh, sorry. The one thing I forgot. Nearly forgot to put the bow on. How did I forget to put the bow on? Of all people, how would I forget to put a bow on? I looked at it and thought, that looks really bare. Why does it look bare? Oh, that's because it hasn't got the bow. I just popped the little bow there. So there you go. That is card number, what's that? 5. 5? Yes. That's card number 5 out of my World Card Making Day samples. So hopefully you enjoyed that. Let's move on to card number 6. So this is a gorgeous one. I decided I love this winter meadow. I love this set. I think it's gorgeous. And vellum with this just gives it that softer, more subtle look. So I decided that we would do vellum as a layer that was actually embossed. And then we also did vellum underneath the sentiment as well. But it gave it a really, really nice, gorgeous, soft look. All right. So Suzanne's saying she must get Wink of Stella. You must, Suzanne. I am telling you, it will rock your world when you start colouring like that. All right. So let's grab our kit out. Making sure we don't lose any of our bits. Don't want to lose our bits. All right. So first of all, we've got a Misty Moonlight card base. So we're going to fold that one in half and crease it with my bone folder. Creasing it with the bone folder gives you a really nice crisp crease along the top of your card. Now we have this embossing folder, and this one is done, You can see up here it's more intense at the top and then it fades out to softer at the bottom. Now I'm able to put, well, if I had Seal Plus here, I don't know what happened to my Seal Plus. Oh no, there it is. Thought I didn't have it. Okay, so I'm going to pop some Seal Plus in behind that. Now, it doesn't matter that I'm putting the Seal Plus in behind here because my rectangle that I'm going to glue on top is going to cover where I've put my Seal Plus. Now, everyone says, can you see that? You can see the Seal Plus through there. The rectangle's going to cover it, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm just going to line that up on that card base and glue it down. And as you can see, if you did Seal Plus and you weren't putting anything over it, you will see exactly where your Seal Plus is, okay? But it's totally okay because this layer is going to cover it up. Okay, so we have that that's going to go on top here. So I'm just going to use my liquid glue and I'm going to adhere that. So this is the Winter Meadow Designer Series paper, which I need to say is back available again. Thank God. It was actually on not orderable. And I noticed today that this and the Oh Holy Night Designer Series paper is back, people. So you can actually get it again. All right. So now I have my sentiment layer here and I also have my insert layer. So I'm just going to bring in my Pierce mat again. And I'm going to stamp the colder the weather brings us together. I'm going to stamp that in Night of Navy. Okay. So we're just going to ink that up. Now, the best thing about circle sentiments, you're never going to get the sentiment crooked. It's never going to be crooked. It's always going to look straight on that layer for the simple fact that it's a circle. It's never going to look crooked. We can put it however we want it, but it's always going to look like we've stamped it straight. All right, so I'm going to also take my insert piece. Now on the insert, what we've done is we've just done a combination of second and third generation. So first generation, second and third generation stamping with the same stamp. So I wanted to explain what first, second, and third generation stamping is all about. So let's bring in our scrap piece of paper so I don't get anything on my Pierce mat. So first, second, and third generation just means that we don't re-ink in between. Okay, so we're going to have first generation is going to be full strength of that ink. Okay, Night of Navy full strength. Now without re-inking, we're going to stamp again. And without re-inking, we're going to stamp again a third time. So you can see there that you're getting, and I did get a bit of a halo there because I pressed too hard, but we're getting 3 generations of that color of the stamp, okay? So you can get so much more out of your stamping if you're using second and third generation of the stamp. So if you've got a dark color, you can get lots and lots. I could probably even go a 4th generation if I wanted to. So it's a great way of getting more out of your colors. Glenda, that's why you like stamping on a circle? Yep. So the sentiment's always going to be straight. Always going to be straight when you stamp on a circle. That's the wonderful thing about circles. All right, so we're just going to adhere that one on the inside of the card. Like so. It is so good to be back stamping with you again. I can't believe I went 11 days without doing a video. That's probably the longest I think I've ever done, except for when I was away on holidays overseas. But life just got very hectic there for a while. It's still pretty hectic, but I was definitely going to come and stamp with you today. That was for sure. All right, so let's, even though I nearly forgot, even though I was too busy wrapped up in Googling Nashville and all the things that I want to do in Nashville. So when we go on our incentive trip, Stampin' Up! Actually fly us out of Australia and they fly us back into Australia, and we stop over at places. But as long as we tell them the date that we want to fly out and the date that we want to fly back in, that's what they do. So my thought process was, because I went to the flight center and they gave me the idea of maybe doing a layover somewhere as part of my flight path. And I thought, well, you know what? That would be really, really awesome. But I don't think I can get a layover to Nashville. But I think my thought process is, from what I've Googled this afternoon, I think I can actually just from Mexico, where I'm going to be, I think I can actually just catch an aeroplane to Nashville, spend 3 or 4 days in Nashville, catch the plane back to Mexico, and then fly home. So bingo was not successful, didn't win anything. It was fun. We so Margaret, with our bingo, we decided that we were going to. They have paper bingo, so you get the paper and you get the dauber, the coloured dauber, and you mark your numbers off. A couple of weeks ago, I decided they have things called pet machines, which the pet machines are like an iPad. So you actually don't use a bingo marker or anything like that. You actually use your finger and you touch the screen, and it's like an iPad. That's how you play. And so I've been tempted to use one of these or have a go at one of these for quite a while. So I actually said to my friend, I'm going to get one of those machines. And so I did that a couple of weeks ago, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was really quite interesting. And the machines, when you one off, they make this ding noise. So you won 30 yesterday. Well done, Glenda. So the machines make a noise. They make a ding when you're one off getting a bingo. And so when you're doing paper, every time you hear that ding, you go, oh, someone's one off, and you might be 3 or 4 away. And so you sort of think, oh, I'm not going to win. So anyway, I decided about 3 weeks ago. So I'm just popping that up. So you can see here, I've just put some dimensionals on the side there because I don't need dimensionals here because it'll be lopsided if I do, because this one's already popped up. So I'm just putting dimensionals there, and then I'm able to cover that over and pop my sentiment on there. So really simple, really easy. And so I had a go a couple of weeks ago of these machines, and I loved it. And so each time that I've been, I actually have had one of those machines. So Glenda, do you play the paper or do you play the machine? Type into the comments and let me know. Do you play the paper or do you play the pet machines? They're called pet machines. I don't know why they're called pet machines. But anyway, so it's a digital version, and you can have all different ways of how it works, but you can have a way that's pretty fail safe, that if you can't find where the number is, you just press the screen and it marks the number off for you on all of the games where it needs. And so anyway, I had a go, and for the last 3 weeks, I've actually played that way. Well, last night, my friend Lucy, who is in her early 70s, she decided that she would have a go as well. And she successfully did it. She thoroughly enjoyed it. And she was a little bit scared at first because, of course, which, I mean, Glenda, you'll probably agree, technology and age don't seem to mix. But I convinced her to do it, and she was so excited that she's done it. There's many things that Lucy has achieved since knowing me, because I give her the courage to step outside that comfort zone and try it. So I've taught her how to do reverse parking. So that's one thing that she's learned. And so every time when she actually does it now, she says, I think to myself, that's because of Donna. Donna made me do that. And so she does reverse parking, but she actually had to go at the machine last night. So, and we were one off a couple of times, so our machines did go ding. So we were quite excited about that. But unluckily, we weren't a winner. But I mean, Lucy won. I think the last time she won 80. The time before, she won 100. I haven't won for a couple of weeks, but I thought you would, Glenda. I know, that's why I said it. I thought you would know exactly how Lucy is feeling. But honestly, I got her to step out of a comfort zone, and she loved it. So she's definitely going to get a machine the next time we go as well. So there you go. There is 2 of my gorgeous cards using from my World Card Making Day. And using up some of the kits that I had left over. So hopefully you've enjoyed that. As I said, Winter Meadow, Joy of Noel, and this die cut is from the Christmas Classics as well. But the Winter Meadow Designer Series paper is back available again, and so is the Oh Holy Night, because they were both on not orderable the last week or so, but they're back available again. So I wanted to let you know that they're back available again. We have a great starter kit special. So if you're interested in purchasing your products and getting a discount and being a part of a crafty community, we have a special that's going on just for this month only, and it's to celebrate 35 years of Stampin' Up being in business. And you either get 35% off the price of your starter kit, or you get 35% more product in your starter kit. So if you're interested in that, please reach out to me. There is a link in the show more box down below if you wanted to actually jump on and join. But by all means, if you wanted to have a talk about it to see if it's something that you may want to do, please feel free to reach out to me and give me a call. You'll see my phone number down in the show more box or in the description of this video. So thank you everyone for hanging out with me. I will not be live tomorrow. I probably will not be live on Sunday. I'll be back live Monday for part 4 of my 4-part series. So I want you to all have an awesome weekend, and I will see you all again soon. Bye for now.